Hi, hello UNCP. This is April Whittemore-Locklear, Assistant Director of Employer Relations here with the Career Center. We've started a new series entitled Talon Talk. We're very excited about this. And the month of June, we're celebrating our alumni. So our first alumni is Dr. Marshil Locklear, and she's joined us today. She's getting her weekend started early, and I don't blame her. I'm excited. It's Friday. So Marshil, would you tell us about your story? What kind of messages did you hear growing up in your home and your community about attending college and getting an education?
First, I want to say thank you for having me, Miss April. I've been thinking about this, and I'll be honest, I really didn't have a mentor in the traditional sense. My family, my dad was very protective. I lived a very sheltered life. We didn't get to get out and do a lot of things, but neither one of my parents were high school graduates. So growing up the entire time, it was expected you will graduate high school, and I'll just be honest, college was not enforced. However, there was that underlying expectation that I knew that that's what they wanted. So, there wasn't any particular person. It was more of I want to pursue to do better than my parents done. Which is the same thing I think we want for all of our children, is to do, more than what we have done, but also to make them proud, that I can achieve something that they didn't get the opportunity to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of first generation students on campus. So coming on to a university with parents that did not attend college, that did not graduate high school, what are some of the, if you had to do maybe a top 3 list of things that helped you succeed? How did you succeed within higher education?
For me, I'll just be honest, because I did start later in life. I went to school maybe 3 times to community college. I could not find my calling. Nothing interested me. So as soon as the interest went away, I kind of stopped. So being a little bit older, a little more settled, that was easier for me. I did attend Robinson Community College first. So I had an associate degree when I went to University of North Carolina at Pembroke. So, and even as an adult with children, going to UNCP, I was still, it was a big school, even though, whole university, but from coming from Robertson County and haven't really been anywhere, it was a huge school. So I think just, knowing that I wanted to do better for my family, I was setting an example for my children. That kind of eased the transition into going into college.
Okay, good. And also, I know, from the community that you're a Lumbee Indian, that you also sit on the tribal council. Is that correct?
That's correct. I'm the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee.
Awesome. Awesome. So you're really a leader for the community in a lot of ways, because you walk the walk, you've talked the talk, and you've graduated. And where did you get your doctorate from? Tell us about that.
That's a long story. We probably don't have enough time for that. Actually, after graduating UNCP, I was actually motivated at that time. There was only one program near us that had a BSN to DNP program, and that was in South Carolina. So that was what Dr. Beasley, Cherry Beasley, she kind of enforced, if you want to do your nurse practitioner, let's go ahead, go on to school. I applied to different schools, never got into program. Being an older person, when I did go for my associate degree, we were taught business, get an MBA, and go run the hospital, run the healthcare systems. So when I didn't get into the nurse practitioner programs and couldn't quite figure out why, I did go back to Georgia, Brunel University. It's a women's college in Gainesville, Georgia. Has been there since the late 1800s. I did my MBA there, and then quickly realized that if I did not work in that hospital setting or in a healthcare setting, that I could move up the ladder, that I was just not going to walk in running the hospital or running any type of business without that past business experience. So unless I wanted to teach business, I was advised by my academic advisor there, go back to your roots, go back to nursing. So I applied to their DNP program and got in, and I actually did my master's and my doctorate together, 2 separate programs side by side. They gave me that opportunity, and I, of course, latched onto it, not realizing the effort that it was going to take, but it's been worth it.
Wow. And so, and you're in a private practice now in Lumberton. What is that called?
Marshil Locklear, FNP, PLLC. I started out with Dr. Harden. Ben Harden, the late Ben Harden. He passed last January, but he gave me the opportunity. He was, needing someone in his practice, and I started out with him. And then when he passed away, I had to make a decision if I wanted to go to work with one of the area private practices, or did I want to go into a hospital setting. But I already had an MBA. I've already ran past businesses. I do. My husband and I own a general contracting company, and I hold that license. So business is business. It doesn't matter if it's in the healthcare business or if it's in the construction business. The fundamental is still the same. So I'm like, I don't think I can work for anyone else but myself. So we decided, in 1 month, I opened up my practice. And we just celebrated 1 year last April the 8th.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Congratulations. So, and talking about that, running a business and having it from different arenas, from construction, having that license, and also healthcare. I come from a healthcare background in terms of behavioral health. What is it that you look for when you're hiring your team? So I'm a consumer walking into your office. What kind of experience do you want me to have?
Okay, so I remember Dr. Harden very distinctly when I interviewed for him. If you can't get along with my staff, then yeah, you don't need to be here. That was one of his things. So I always allow my staff, if I'm going to make a new hire, and we have done, to actually not interview my new person, but to at least get to meet them, get a feel, and do we think that they're going to fit into my environment? But they got to have good listening skills, a caring attitude. We work with patients. Patients can be easily offended. We can take things out of context. So we have to be able to listen to what they're saying, give them the time to say what they have to say and not cut them off, and then have a caring attitude, accept, whether we agree with it or not, what they're saying. In healthcare, or any business, you've got to have integrity, you've got to have trustworthiness, and persistence. I am still trying to build my organization, and I want someone that's willing, that has that motivation to help me get to where I need to go. Because ultimately, it's not just for me, it's for all of us. Not only will I benefit, my staff will benefit, and my patients will benefit. And then the community as a whole.
All right, awesome. Is there anything else that you want to leave with our students before we end this interview? Is there anything that you want to say to students, or maybe students who have just came into the nursing program or even the business program? Because you're pretty diverse.
Oh yeah. My biggest thing through my journey, because it has not been an easy journey. I graduated from Robinson Community College in '97. I just finished my DNP in 2018. That's a huge time. Is don't let anyone tell you no, because if you want it bad enough, you can achieve it. Make sure there's a good support system, and I think sometimes we think our failures are step backs, but it's not. It's just time for us to step back, look at what we've done, and move forward. Learn from that failure, but don't let it stop us. And I think that's with any kind of business, any kind of new endeavor that we're taking on.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Locklear. And where are you located?
I am located in Lumberton. It's 106 Farmbrook Drive, Suite A, right near the Outback.
All right, awesome. So we can get a bite to eat as well, huh?
That's
when
right.
Everything opens back up.
That's right. And we're taking new patients.
Gotcha. Good. All right. Hey, have a good weekend, and thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.